Hello friends, I'm Amanda Barr.
And I'm Rebecca Liu-Brennan, and welcome to Dance Principles United, the podcast.
Together, we are passionate about helping studio owners with the business of running their studio.
Join us as we talk everything from marketing, systems, studio culture, motherhood, life, and everything in between.
This is the Dance Principles United podcast. Hey friends, and welcome back to a very special episode of the Dance Principles United podcast. I'm here with my very special guest, BeBe Liu-Brennan. Hey BeBe.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm so good, and I'm excited for this. So we have been recording podcasts all day, but we've gotten rid of your mum.
Yes, we have. She has gone.
She is out of the building. We have sent Beck away because I'm going to record this podcast with BeBe, and we don't want her mum influencing her answers. So we've decided it's just going to be the two of us. We are here and we're going to chat all things being the daughter of a studio owner, because it's a little bit of a different world, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's very different from your normal dance experience, I feel.
Absolutely. So one of the things that comes up a lot, and look, you're not meant to know about this. Actually, before we get into this, let's talk about a little bit about you, BeBe. How old are you?
I am 15 years old, just turned 15.
Woohoo! How long have you been dancing for?
I've been dancing for literally since I was born. I think I first went on stage at 18 months old.
Oh God, really?
Yeah.
What did mum put you in, a tutu, and just threw you out onto the stage?
We were doing the hokey pokey or something, and it was like our preschool dance group, and crazy time.
Oh gosh, how cute. And I presume that you dance 5 days a week, 6 days? How many days?
I do 5 days a week, and every few weeks I'll teach on the weekends.
As well, okay.
Yes.
So good. Best moment, biggest moment in your dance career so far?
Definitely winning Dottie this year was my biggest moment.
Awesome. At Showcase Nationals?
Yes, at Showcase Nationals.
So good. And you are off to Europe really soon.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
I'm off to Europe in I think 5 weeks now, and
Exciting.
I'm so excited.
So what is it that you're dancing at?
I'm dancing at the World Dance Movement, which is so fun.
Exciting. And you're competing and doing workshops and conventions?
Yeah, so we're doing 4 solos at the competition, and then as well as the workshops. And actually, I found this out the other week.
Oh, tell me.
In the workshops, we actually learn a full dance and that we compete on the last day. So that'll be really fun.
So do you compete it as a solo or as a group?
I think as a group, like we do a group dance. So I know we've got Shannon Atkins for one of them.
Oh,
and
awesome.
Yeah, she'll put like a group together with all the kids from all around the world. So
That'll be so much fun.
I know,
How
I'm so excited.
That'll be so good.
Yay.
So you're teaching at Pause, you're dancing at Pause, you go to the high school at Pause.
Yep.
You are like living life at Pause. And that's got to be like, obviously a lot of kids do that. You're not the only one.
Yes.
But you more so because mum's the boss.
Yeah.
And you've always been there.
Yeah.
I would love to know, okay, so a lot of people, and we've had all these questions about studio owners, people like your mum and I who own studios who feel this like mum guilt. They feel this, and, you know, it's something that you kind of don't know until you experience it, but you just feel stressed about your kids all the time. And I know the parents listening know what I'm talking about. Consistently stressed that they're doing a good enough job as a mum, all right?
Yes.
So that's why we got rid of mum, so that you and I could chat about it. But, you know, do you feel, because mum is busy, your mum more so than most studio owners, she's running multiple businesses. You know, she was a single mum for a long period of time and trying to juggle all the things and do everything for you guys. Do you feel like, you know, you don't see mum enough? Is that a hard question?
Yeah, look, there's definitely sometimes where I feel I don't see mum enough. Like if I say like every week, if we were just talking about weekly, I feel like I don't really see her much in the mornings because I go straight to dance at 9 a.m. and then we kind of spend like maybe half an hour together at night while watching TV. But because mum works so much, we do get to do like amazing adventures together. Like when I'm going to Italy, instead of just going for the week of World Dance Movement, we've extended it into a holiday.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to the Amalfi Coast together. So we get to spend time there, and like, so definitely because she works heaps, I don't get to see her as much as like I would.
Yeah.
But I think we also get special moments together, and
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, sometimes it might not be, there's times that you get like mum's really busy, like concert week or whatever. It's crazy, and probably
DTE week.
Yeah, DTE week is one of those weeks, right, where you barely see her.
Yeah.
But you feel like sometimes that's made up in other ways, right?
Yeah, yes. I feel like it's usually made up by like holidays, or we usually would do like every maybe once a month or maybe once every 2 months we have a day together, and we just like we'll watch movies, maybe like order food in. She doesn't really work and I don't really go to dance, and we just hang out together. So I feel like we get those special moments together.
That's a bit nice. That's a bit lovely. And look, I think every working parent, doesn't matter if they're a studio owner or anything, all feel that. So it's such a hard thing to kind of balance, right? And I guess it's a bit different for you because you're actually at the studio, whereas like your brother's not at the studio, for example. But the same thing, I think, is that right? That he probably feels like he doesn't see his mum for periods, but then gets it made up in other ways?
Yes, I agree. I think because mum tries to spend, I think, Thursdays with him. Like she takes him to swimming and all the things. So I feel like they get that time together as well. But I definitely think because he's not at the studio, he doesn't see her as much. But I also feel when I'm at the studio and I see mum, I see her less as a mum and more of a teacher.
Okay.
Because like it's just a different way of seeing her, because all my friends see her as, oh, that's Miss Beck, you know,
of course.
Dance teacher. So instead of me going, hey mum, it's more, hey Miss Beck sort of vibes.
So cute. So is that weird? Like, let's talk about that. Like, that's got to be so weird when you hear, because is mum actually teaching you at the moment?
Yeah, I have her for ballet in the mornings sometimes.
Okay. And is that weird when you hear your friends maybe bitching about mum, right? And going, oh, Miss Beck did this today. Oh my God, that's so annoying. That's got to be hard, right?
Yeah, it definitely is hard, but like I can definitely see both point of views most of the time.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it is hard, but I also feel like I've gotten used to it now. Like I know how to switch off me seeing mum as mum and mum as dance teacher.
Yeah,
So I definitely see like both worlds at the moment.
Okay. And obviously like you're 15 and probably when you're a bit younger that might have been a little bit harder. Yeah. You're kind of on the other side of it now.
Yes. And I feel like all my friends are pretty good. They usually don't say anything bad around me about her.
What about the other staff though? Because I'm sure like your mum's an amazing teacher. So obviously no one would ever want to bitch about her. But there's always things that you would hear as a student at the studio that might be like, oh, so, I heard that so-and-so's thinking about quitting, or I heard that all the kids are like, don't like their new costume, or, something like that. You obviously hear things like that. Is that hard because like you feel like you want to run and tell mum, but then you don't want to be telling them everything because that upsets your friends?
So mum and I actually have this conversation a lot, but I would tell her like what she needs to hear. Like if everyone in our troupe absolutely hates our costume, I would tell her, look, no one really likes this costume. Is there another option? But if it's something more like private that's close to one of my friends that she will like find out about in like a week and it's not going to be a big problem for her, then I'll probably won't say anything. Like if I had a friend that was like, oh, she might be leaving, I would probably tell mum once she's fully decided, because I don't want mum, because she's so crazy busy, to have like another thing going on in her head. So I only tell her if I think it's like really necessary.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So have you and mum like planned that and had that discussion about what you should be telling her and what you should not?
Yes. Well, I've told her, because she's like, one time there was, I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was something that came up and she was like, why didn't you tell me? And I was like, if I tell you everything, then all my friends are obviously not going to tell me everything.
And you're going to be not part of the group.
Exactly.
And your friends aren't going to want to hang out with you and tell you stuff. So that's a hard thing. I like the idea of like you guys like setting boundaries and maybe for other people listening, if they have children that dance at their studio, that maybe it's being open and honest about those conversations. Yes. Is that something you think would be helpful for other people who have their kids dancing?
Yeah, definitely. I think because when I was little, used to just tell mum everything. I'd be like, oh my gosh, mum, this girl, Jessica, for example, she said that she got mad because you told her to point her toes. Like I used to be such a little tattletale, but now I think that we've like set boundaries and we've decided what each thing I need to tell her about really. So I think that's really good. Yeah.
I love that so much. So, all right, you've obviously seen your mum teach. You've seen her be a business owner. You've seen her business grow. What do you think are like the biggest lessons you've taken from watching your mum build this business?
I think there's definitely lots. She's literally taught me everything I've known. But I think the biggest thing is hard work equals success.
Yeah.
You're not going to become like, for example, my dream's like be a pop star. So she always says to me, you're not going to become a pop star overnight. You have to work hard. You have to learn how to play piano. You have to learn how to do this before you can get to the top. So I think that's probably the biggest lesson that mum's ever taught me.
And you see your mum doing that and you see that paying off for her.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
I love that. That's a big lesson.
Yeah.
What about in terms of that's obviously around building a business. What about teaching? Have you seen a lot of teaching lessons? Because I know you're like a great up and coming teacher. I got to see some of your choreo last night and it was so good. But what about in terms of teaching?
I think in teaching, she's told me about how to teach little kids because I obviously don't teach the older kids because I am the older kids.
Yeah.
So I think with little kids, she's just taught me that you've got to be so positive, like 100% of the time, and that positive reinforcement is the way to go. So instead of being like, oh, you didn't stretch your feet, now I have to do it again, you have to be like, wow, look at those feet, they're so amazing. Oh, look at that face. Because then the kids just like light up and they just watch you with like so much energy and they want to be there.
Yeah.
But if you're always speaking down to the kid, then they're like, get me out of here. So yeah.
So good. You know, your mum, you probably don't know this, but your mum sent me a video the other week of you teaching. And it was actually a video of you teaching rather than the kid. And she's like, oh my God, look at the energy BeBe has while she's teaching. And like, that is so incredible. And you've obviously had some great role models and that's where you've like learned some of those skills, which is, and like obviously sitting in a dance classroom for so long. So, you know, is teaching something you want to do? I know you said you want to be a pop star, but is teaching something you want to do as well?
Yeah, definitely. I love teaching. Like I love helping the kids and I love their faces when they get something that they couldn't do before because they just like, they feel so proud of themselves and it makes like me feel really proud of them. Yeah. So yes, I definitely could see myself doing teaching in the future. And I love like choreographing and stuff like that. It's just so much fun.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so best thing about having mum as a studio owner. There's got to be a couple of things.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, best thing is I love that like I'm always there, and I know that's also like a bad thing. It's a little bit on both sides, but like I'm loving dance at the moment and like I love that I'm always there and like I know so many more things than I feel normal dancers would. Like I know how the behind the scenes go. Like I know that mum has to make a critical path for every single person at the preschool concert. Like I know so much more about like the whole dance studio situation and it's not just, oh yeah, let's go to dance school and do some dance. Like there's so much back work that has to happen before you can just dance and that's definitely one of the good things.
Yeah, I love that. What about the absolute worst things?
Okay, the worst thing I would say is I feel like, this is a little bit deep.
That's all right, go for it.
I feel like whenever I get something, it's not always because I deserve it in that way. Like I feel like sometimes if I get like a front center part, I'm like, did I get this because I worked hard for it or did I get this because mum owns a studio?
Yeah, especially from other teachers.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And that's hard, I'm sure. And I don't know, I always almost think that you've got to work even harder than other kids because people would be so quick to jump to go, you know, you got that part because you're Beck's daughter.
Yes.
So you probably need to prove them wrong, right?
I feel like I'm always working I'm working like for myself, but I'm also working to prove that like I deserved that part or that part didn't just get handed to me on a silver platter. Like I had to work to get there.
Yeah. Do you remember that we did a podcast like this like 2 years ago with Zali, my daughter as well?
Yep.
And you were probably...
Would have been 13, 2 years ago.
Yeah, maybe you reckon it was 2 years ago, maybe 3?
Maybe 3. Oh,
I don't know. It was a while ago. And when we were on it, we were talking exactly about that. Like, and obviously you'll have to go back and check it out. It was one of the earlier episodes of our podcast.
We were at a fireplace.
Yes, we were. That's right. I remember. And, you know, we were talking definitely about that it's hard sometimes to not know, you know, if you get something or quite sometimes the opposite, that you're actually working really great, but you don't get rewarded for it. You don't
Yes,
get the
that
trophy
too.
at
Yep.
the comp. You know, you don't get the scholarship that the other kids might get. You don't get, because
Yes.
people don't want to see that you're rewarded. I know your mum's flipped her switch on that a little bit. I don't know
Yeah.
if you know that, because like you got an award at your concert last year. I'm pretty sure I was there. There was an
Yeah.
award. Yes.
Yes.
And I think your mum's kind of like changed how she was approaching that, because she's
Yeah.
like, you so deserve it, so therefore not to give it to you. Is that right? Do you feel like that's happened too?
I feel like also I hated dance when I was little. Like literally didn't want to be there. Was just there because mum owned the studio and because of my friends. And I think when I was like 10 or 11, it was like the second year that I started like loving dance for dance. And I remember I worked so hard that year. And at the end of year concert, everyone got their awards. I didn't get one. And I was talking to mum in the car on the way home, and she was like, I don't remember who the judge was, but they were like, they put you up for this award, but I told them that you can't get it. So that's good. But I didn't see that as a good thing.
Yeah.
I saw that as
this sucks for me.
This sucks for me. Like I've gotten asked to get this award and mum said no.
Yeah.
So I feel like since then she's kind of tried to like flip it, because I remember that year I worked so hard. Like I was getting up, I was stretching, I was doing all the things, and it was like a stupid award. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
It was like a TAF award or something.
Yeah.
But I just really wanted to get like recognized for my hard work.
And that was hard.
And that was definitely hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So do you have people, have you ever felt like people whisper, you know, we just talked about like the front line thing, and I know you're like leading the musical and stuff at the moment. Have you felt like you've heard students or perhaps parents whisper about that and kind of go, oh, she's only got that because she's Beck's daughter, or do you know that's the owner's daughter? Do you feel that?
Yeah, definitely. I feel that like all the time. Like literally since I started working hard at dance and like I'd get in the front line or something, I always feel like everyone's like watching me when we do positions and all the things.
Do you feel like it's worse from students or parents?
I would probably say parents, because I feel like if my friends were to say anything, they kind of know how I work. Like
they're in the class and they see how hard you work. Yeah. Whereas the parents,
they don't really see. They see what like they choose to see, and when they look at the camera and stuff like that.
That's really interesting. So how do you think that's making you a better person, or do you feel like it's just really hard?
I think it's making me a better performer.
Yep.
Because I feel like it's making me work harder, as we said before, to prove them wrong.
Absolutely.
But I don't, as a better person, I think it's kind of just, like, it's not making me like an amazing person or anything, but I think it's like helping me like improve to be like block them out, because it's not really about them at the end of the day. It's about me.
See, I think that's an incredible thing for a 15-year-old to say, because it's not about you. It's totally about them, right?
Yeah.
And like in the world, regardless if it's a dance world or, you know, a workplace, it doesn't really matter what it is. There's going to be people that talk shit about you, right?
Yeah.
Like that's just the reality of life. People bitch about people.
Yes.
And I think, you know, obviously, you know, you've had to learn that. And that's got to be tough when you're 15 and all those kind of things. But what an incredible life lesson, because you're never going to let someone, you know, talk about you and let that pull you down, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's so incredible. You should be proud of that.
Thank you
That's an
very
incredible thing. So you see what your mum goes through.
Yes.
You see the hard times that she's had as a studio owner. You've seen her being distraught over, you know, the student that left. You've seen her stressed at concert time. You've seen her all and everything in between, right? You've seen the tears, you've seen the good moments, right?
Yep, all of it.
Knowing all that, would you ever own a dance studio?
You're
like, oh.
I have wanted to own a dance studio literally since I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
But seeing like all of it, and this is such a hard question because I would love to own a dance studio. Like, I think it's just, obviously there's hard things, but I think it's just so fun, and like, you know, you get to own your own business.
Yep.
But putting into consideration like what I want to do when I grow up, which is be a pop singer, I don't know if I'd have the time to do all the things.
Yep. I love that you say all the things.
Yeah. But I think I would definitely choose it as an option. Like, it's definitely not a no, but it's not a yes.
Okay. And it's not because you see it and go, oh, that's so hard. I don't want to do it. It's more about because you just want to like be a performer yourself.
Yeah.
It's more what it's about. I love that. What about owning a business generally? Does that something you like aspire to, being a business owner regardless of what that is?
Yes, definitely. I think being a business owner is like so cool. Like you find a problem and then you find a way to fix it and then you help other people fix their problem. And I just think that's like the coolest thing ever.
I love that so much. You know, I was chatting to the twins, Taryn and Shay, the other day, who teach at your studio.
Yes.
And they were telling me a story about you.
Oh, no.
That you'd said to them the other day. They were talking about that you had to put in a headshot or something like that to submit it for an agent. There was something around that. And I said, oh, I love that she's doing that herself at 15. That's so good. And one of the twins said to me, oh, yeah, BeBe always tells me I'm going to be a boss bitch like mum when I grow up. And that's what I need to learn to do. Is that something you really have said to her?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I've got to be a boss bitch like mum always.
Absolutely. So do you – oh, bless. I love that so funny. So you do love seeing what your mum's being able to create.
Definitely.
What other business ideas do you have then? Tell me. I want to hear
goodness.
all of your business ideas.
All the business ideas. Oh, there's like, I don't know. I feel like there's just so many things that I could like do a business on. Like, I don't even know where to start. Now you put me on the spot. Like, obviously studio owning is definitely something like that I want to do. But like, I love the makeup, as we know. I love like fashion. I'm really into fashion and jewelry at the moment. So like I could see something like that. But I feel like for a business to really be successful, I've got to find something that no one else is doing. So I think I've got to keep looking for my big idea, guys.
I love it. You got to stay tuned to hear BeBe's big idea. So good. And I know you're really focusing on your social media.
Yes, I am.
And are you going to give it a shout out on the podcast?
Of course. Follow me at BeBe Liu-Brennan on Instagram.
I love this. So good because you are working like really hard to grow. And I think that's so good that you're trying to build yourself because then you have options for what you want to do, whether you want to be a pop star or a jewelry designer. Girl's got options if she's got Instagram followers.
Course. And I feel like your Instagram is a business as well. And I feel like this year I've started treating it like that. Okay. Like before I used to treat like all my social medias as, oh yeah, my friends will find this funny, like haha. Yeah. But now I see it more as a business than anything else because like if I'm going into an audition room, let's be real, the audition people probably look at your Instagram. Yep. I know Marco was telling the Dance Force full-timers this the other week because Keisha was telling me this story. He was like, when he casts like who gets to come in the dream, he looks at their Instagram like after he looks at their video, but that's a big decider sometimes. So
that's funny.
If your like Instagram isn't like you dancing or you doing like whatever it is, like if your Instagram's just like cute pictures all the time, then like those people don't get to see you doing your craft. But then vice versa, if you also are only posting dance videos, you don't look like a real person. You look like a robot who's just like dancing all the time. So you need to have like a good balance of both, I feel.
I love that. So, all right, that's a really interesting thing because you're talking about what you've learnt from social media. Do you feel like you've learnt that from mum? From where do you feel like you've learned that? And do you feel like that's something kids should be taught?
Yeah, I definitely think kids should be taught social media because I feel like it's so important in this day and age now, especially like everything's social media. And I feel like mum's definitely helped me with posting on social media. I used to have like a heart attack every time I'd post a video. Like I just had a class with Lockie just then and I would get a video and I would watch it for like a month straight and pick out everything at it. Now I only let myself watch a video 4 times.
Oh, you have a rule.
I have a rule. Only watch it 4 times and if I think it's terrible, then it doesn't have to go. But you have to post it. Like if I only watch it 4 times, I don't let myself sit there and pick at every little thing that happens.
I love that. So maybe a really good idea for studio owners that are listening is if they have kids that want to make it as dancers, or maybe even if they don't, offering some sort of like, you know, a workshop on social media or something. Like, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Okay, we need to get Beck on that and doing that sort of stuff because like that's so true, right? And what you were saying about Marco made me think I taught at his showbiz course a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, and talking about that, that's what he wants to see from upcoming performers and stuff like that. And I think this was like lightning bolts to some of these kids who weren't really kids; they were like 20. And so, if you were taught that at 15, that's cool. So maybe that's a good idea for some studio owners.
Guys, go do your Instagram classes.
I love that so much. Okay, so let's talk about you're super confident for a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
You absolutely are, which is so, so good. What do you feel like has built your confidence over the years?
Oh, definitely one, seeing mum work and seeing how confident she is. Like even sometimes before she does things, she'll be like really nervous, but seeing how she just switches into that other person. Like I feel like I do that with everything now. If I'm ever super nervous, I let myself be nervous, but when you get to what you have to do, you have to switch and like turn into another person who's never nervous.
Perform, right?
Yeah, you perform, of course.
Absolutely. I love that. And you obviously see your mum behind the scenes and at home, and you see those nerves and stuff that other people probably don't see from your mum. They just think your mum is this super confident person, but you know that that's not always the case.
Yes.
And I think that's such a big lesson. And like so many studio owners that are like stressed about, what they're teaching their kids and if they're seeing their kids enough and if they're doing a good enough job, like, I know that everyone feels that, but I think that as business owners, we're teaching our children so much from them just watching us that we don't even know. And I think BeBe is like an absolute example of that, right? Because I'm sure your mum hasn't had some of those conversations with you, but you've just noticed these things and you've learned it by seeing what mum's done.
Yes, definitely. Like, obviously we talk about like all the things, but like a lot of things I've learnt from her is just by watching her and watching her work and watching her be in her craft. So,
I love that so much. So I think if you're a studio owner, like be confident in what you're doing. Know that you are giving your kids a great education in terms of great life skills, showing them that what hard work equals success, showing them that it's okay to be nervous, to be scared, but still to get there and do it anyway. I think that's such a big thing. Hey, I want to tell you one other thing that you might not know before we finish. I was about to wrap up, but I'm going to tell you one more thing. So you wouldn't know about me, Beebs, but my parents were business owners when I was a kid, and my parents have always been entrepreneurs, all right?
Yeah.
So when I was like even Phoenix's age, I remember sitting around the dinner table every night talking about business and talking about I knew that staff member was going to be fired before they'd be fired. I knew that they might not have enough money to pay wages that week. I knew how much money they made. Like when I was like little, like, I'm talking about like 11, 12, I knew exactly. I remember, talking to my friends and then someone saying like, oh, how much does your mum make? And like I could tell them exactly. Yeah. And everyone else was like, oh, I have no idea what my parents make. Like this crazy stuff, right? And I feel like that has given me, I'm such a better business owner for that, and I'm such a better person than them hiding all the things from me. Yeah. And I don't know, like, I obviously don't know what happens in your house, but I presume that your mum's pretty real with you and you see a lot of that stuff behind the scenes.
Yep, definitely.
And I think it just teaches you so many lessons. I don't know. Do you feel like you've learned heaps?
Yeah, I agree. I also feel like my mum has always like fostered me with like business owning. Like I remember when I was like 7, I came up with this business to raise money for like a charity. Yeah. And we literally got like these little colourful foam shaped things and we drew smiley faces on them. It was me and my 2 friends and we just went and we like sold them to people for like $2, and all the little 6-year-olds at our studio wanted them for some reason. Everyone wanted these little like sparkly plastic things, and we didn't even make that much money. I think we only made like $100 off it.
But it's not that.
But it's not that. She's always taught me that if you've got an idea, you go with it and you run as fast as you can.
I love that. What a great lesson to finish us on. Yeah. BeBe, thanks for being in the podcast with us.
Thanks so much. It's so much fun.
It's so much fun. It's a bit of a bougie room, right?
I know, it's really fancy.
We've got to love this. We're going to have to go find Mum and let her back in. But thank you so much for sharing a little bit about what it's like to be a studio owner's daughter. Been super fun.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Bye, friends. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Dance Principles United podcast. If you'd love to learn more from us, we have a special offer just for our podcast listeners. Go to the link in the show notes right now to get 2 weeks free in Dance Principles United Tribe. We would love to see you there.